Hey everyone, just wanted to stop by real quick before this podcast starts and say you should like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on all my social medias at John D. Clouser, literally the same name as the name that you subscribe to on this YouTube channel. So enjoy this clip, and I'll see you guys on the other side. It is so hot.
شبکه 20 ماشاءالله ماشاءالله.
Welcome to the John Show with your host, John Doogie Clouser.
All right. What's going on, everyone? How are you? We are here on a new episode of the Juan Solo Show with your host, me, Juan D. Clouser, and or John D. Clouser, whichever one you want to do. And you might be like, "Well, what's up, John? How are you? You're wearing a sports jersey. What's going on? Is there some special occasion?" So the draft just occurred, the NFL draft, first round draft. It's like a 3-day process. There's like 6 rounds. There used to be 7 rounds because Shannon Sharp was drafted in the 7th round, and then he became a Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame tight end. And so yeah, I don't even know why. You know what's so funny is that I love it. I love the draft. I love football. Every aspect of football, I love. I love watching it. I could watch practice. Like, hell, you know what? One of the greatest things I love about the USFL that's going on right now, the Spring Football League, is the fact that you just literally get to listen to the quarterback talk to the coach, and he tells them to play. And it's hot as hell in this fucking jersey with all these lights on. But yeah, it's just fun. Like, and so the NFL draft was going on, so a little bit late than I normally get to watch, because I thought, I'll get home in time. I'll be able to do the draft. I'll be able to get this podcast done and then get to watch the draft. And I'm like, oh shit, man! They're by the time I got home, they were on the 12th pick, and I'm like, shit. So if I go ahead and get this thing, I'm gonna miss the whole thing. I'm gonna miss damn near the whole first round, and it was quite exciting, actually. You would think I would choose not to wear a sweater, and be on set. Because I'm sweating profusely already, and I have 26 minutes left to do on this podcast. So, it's just one of those fun things. So let's do NFL. I don't know if anyone's interested. First overall draft pick was Trevor Walker. He's from Georgia, 6'5", 272. I had a really good combine. I think that's really the reason why he got drafted first overall. And it's usually, if you have a good draft or the draft has a lot of good quarterbacks, that's usually the first thing. But there was actually only one quarterback that went this year for the Steelers, and that was Chad Penny. Not Chad Penny. Penny, the guy. What was his name? You think I would just look on here, John? Kenny Pickett. What the hell is I talking about? Kenny Pickett went to Steelers. I have a lot of friends that are Steelers fans, so that's just why I follow them. But I follow every team. Follow everything. But it's so funny is I don't know why I'm even wearing a jersey or my team's jersey, because you can tell. Can you guys tell that I'm just burning up in this? But I think it's gonna be funny to see how hot I can get in this. How hot. And will I sweat all the way through? Most likely, yeah, I will do that. I most likely will sweat completely through this hoodie. And but it's so funny because there's no reason for me to even be wearing this, because the Rams don't pick until the 3rd round. I could have worn a Chiefs jersey and worn a cut off 3/4 shirt and been fine. And it would have been the same. I would have been completely fine, because if anything, I should have been rooting for the Chiefs today, and then wait until the 3rd round to be rooting for the Rams. But, hey, I didn't think this one through. And it was honestly until I was sweating, and it was about a minute before I started this podcast when I thought that. But I'm like, you know what? No, you got to do it for because I really want to just have it for the thumbnail. Because any excuse, really, because this is a brand new jersey, so I haven't gotten to wear it. Because I bought it after the Rams played the 49ers the second time this past season, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have plenty of time, because I really had a feeling, I'm like, this is the year, man. We have a really good team. We spent all this money. Everything's in place. Like, even though the only thing I was like, fuck, I was really upset when we got rid of John Johnson and you're going to the Browns, which whatever. I don't even want to talk about it because he was one that we drafted him. That was the thing. Like, we drafted the dude and he was an amazing free safety, and it was safety. And then we got rid of him. Well, we didn't get rid of him. We just didn't want to pay him. He just became too expensive. And so then he went to the fucking Browns, and because like the Browns, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about the Browns. But that was like the only thing that I was. I'm like, so I had this really strong feeling like we're gonna win this year. I really feel like the Rams are gonna win this year. And then I bought it. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, I was like tracking it because it's one of these jerseys you get from China. So it's gonna be super cheap, but it's gonna take some time to get there or get to Kansas City or to the States. And so I'm like watching the tracking of it, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, dude! It's like flown out, it's out of there, it's like on its way coming to the States, it's like in the States, and then it got to the final destination, Kansas City, a week after the Super Bowl, and I'm like, shit. So I had the funny thing too is like even if I wanted to wear like Rams stuff, I have other Rams gear. I have shirts. I have lighter material, but I just haven't never gotten to wear this jersey. And I thought this speaker for time. And guys, you have no idea how much just I can just feel all of it. You know when you feel the kind of sweat that's like little balls and it's like just sliding down your body and it like tickles. It's like it's that kind of sweat. And I even have like I even opened the door to the studio to like let some air in, and it's still super hot. I'm just like, well, it is what it is, right, guys? It is what it is. So yeah, that's the NFL draft. That's been going on. That's the fun stuff. Fun time, good time. Love football. Love all this. And I literally, it's so funny. It's like I wore this jersey to talk for like 5 minutes, and now I'm just like burning up for the next, 25. So it's a good time, John. You really think things through sometimes. So, how are you guys? Woo. Hope you all are good. Hope you guys are doing good. The world still is here. Does anyone know what's going on in Ukraine? We just kind of don't get updates anymore. That kind of just is a thing that's going on. World event stuff other than sports. I really don't know what's going on that much. Really have no clue. The draft was going on, so I know that. So yeah, it's like it's so funny because like I really go out of my way just to think about just only things that are so simple, other than thinking about these strong, complex things that. You would think I'd have all this stuff set up. You think I'd have all this stuff ready to rock and roll before this podcast starts. But this is what you do. You don't do it before the podcast. And then when you're on the podcast, you do it and you waste time. And it kills time. And so then it's like, oh, well, it's like, well, John, you're doing a podcast by yourself. So if you're doing a podcast by yourself, so why don't you just have your device not ready so you can like flip around with on it. And like, then you can just talk about it. It's like, no, it's really bad. It's fucking lazy. But yeah, it's just, sports. That's about it. ESPN stuff's going on. Basketball. But yeah, like the world is just kind of going. Oh, yeah. But, but I hope you guys are doing well. Swell. Doing great. Hope you guys, your jobs are doing well. There's a lot of openings to a lot of places. I hope you can find some place where you can make more money now. Take the opportunity. Or don't work. You don't have to work. I guess a lot of people aren't working, and that's the reason why that's why every place has like help wanted signs. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like like how do we, just kind of like do a segue. I don't know. It's funny. Like, there's really no easy way to do these, like, to do things. So, like, I don't know. it was so funny because I don't even know why, but I was watching West Side Story, which is even interesting for me because I'm not someone who watches musicals, especially watch musicals by themselves. But I got a wild hair at my butthole, and I was like, well, fuck it, John. You should definitely check out West. Let's watch this again. It's been a long time. Since you've seen this, and like even when you first saw it for the first time, it was only like clips. It was only clips, those little bits and pieces. Because you're like, good God, I don't know. I don't want to watch this. It's like I think it's weird. I think that the concept is a weird thing because the lead guy kills the brother of the girl that he ends up like running away with, and it's like what a white guy and a Puerto Rican or something like that. And so it's so fucking hilarious because when I'm watching this, it just reminds me of like this one time I dated this Puerto Rican girl, beautiful woman, incredibly gorgeous. I honestly do not understand why she would. I don't know why any woman really honestly ever talks to me. It's like, look at me. I'm 33 years old wearing a goddamn football jersey like I'm a fucking part of the football team. It's like, I'm not. I didn't do anything. I had no part of this. It's like, and I clap. I sit here and I clap. It's like, good job. You know, we won the Super Bowl. Good job. You know, I put any opinion onto like a draft pick at all. But you know, we were talking once, or we were hanging out, and we were kind of like bickering. We got into a little bit of a bickerment, and she would always wonder if she was very machismo, or like machismo, but that's masculine. It's machismo. But I don't think that's correct. I don't think that's the correct way of like saying that. But that's what she was. She was just very. She would stick up for herself. But it was great. It was hilarious. She was this funny little tiny little girl, but she got in my face and she's like, are you gonna hit me? I'm like, what? Why would I ever do that? And she's like, like my mom's Puerto Rican. Like, I can take a punch. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what this has to do with anything, but like you're the one coming up to me and poking at me. Like, I'm not gonna hit you. Why would I do that? You're a woman. Like, what the hell? Like, who does that? But it's just like one of the most interesting things. And I thought it was like, it's like, why is it this? This is the moment. Like, because your mom's Puerto Rican. So you can take a punch. It's like, okay. Like, well, all right. Well, it's like that's a thing. That's a thing right there. So yeah. Anyway, that's one thing. That was one thing. Oh, this is the one thing. This is one of those things I wanted to talk about this week. This is something that something that's been brought to my attention. Something I've been seeing a lot lately is a lot of men have been wearing like fanny packs, or wearing like the fanny packs over the shoulder kind of thing. And it's like, okay, I get it. I remember when I was doing this, I was wearing fanny packs several years ago. It was like 2016. Starting 2016, I was wearing fanny packs all the time. People are like, why the fuck as a man are you wearing a fanny pack? Because I'm like, they're awesome. You know how much extra stuff you can carry? You know how much dumb shit? Probably for a lot of you are carrying around pot. Like, it's an amazing accessory. It's just you have to get over the fact that it's a fanny pack. If you can get over that, then who gives a Frenchman's fuck? Like, who cares? Like, that's what's so funny is like how we as men, because it's not a women thing. It's never a woman thing. It's always men. It's always dudes that are scared of like their masculinity somehow being questioned, when it's like no one's questioning it. You're literally questioning your own sexuality. Like, are you sure you don't really want to suck a dick? But it's really not that big of a fucking deal. Like, even if you do want to suck a dick, we live in a society now where it's like it's frowned upon if you like look down on someone who sucks dick now. It's cool and weird at the same time. But I don't make the rules, I just follow them. But it's like how we're like, like, oh, you're a fanny pack, oh, you suck dick. It's like, who gives a fuck? You're like, yeah, I wear a fanny pack. I'm smart because I can carry all this stuff too. Like, for all you know, I could fucking suck dick like a champ too. But hey, it is what it is. You don't know what it is. Like, and the thing is, like, how many people would like be like, you know what, John? Like, yeah, you do suck dick. You do suck dick like a champ, or suck dick like a champ. Yeah, yeah. And like people would clap about it. People would write articles. People would like want to be like me because it's like, yeah, you're inspirational. Holy hell. Like, it's the damn fucking truth. It's just saying. And another thing is these girls. It's not even girls. It's like just people in general. These people who post picture. I don't know why I do this. I don't know why. John, this is something I've been wanting to talk about. You can even tell because I'm like looking down because I'm so frustrated by it, and I just have yet to figure out a way how to really talk about it. But hey, you know who really fucking listens to this? Does anyone listen to this fucking thing? So like, why don't I just like say it, or just talk about it, or just vocalize about it? But something that has just always blown my mind, has always blown my mind, is the people who you know what? And the thing is, like, it was even funny today. I was at work and I was even thinking, like, it's just like, it's like hot people shit or hot girl shit. It's more like hot girl stuff, or hot girls who do this shit. Who do this, and it's not even like, who cares? That's the biggest thing, is like, too, John, like, why do you care? And maybe it's because it's like, it's low-hanging fruit, but it's like, who gives a fuck again? Who gives a fuck if it's low-hanging fruit? That's what's so funny to me. Like, why do I care? Is it because you're like legitly just trying to be an artist and trying to find something so you can like talk about it on a podcast, or are you really angry about something? Something. You can tell, like, that's like my Hispanic heritage, that is like, that's, you know, and that's like, cause I with that little bit of a lisp, like, you know, like Barcelona, like, isn't that crazy? Like, everyone like talks about, oh, I would love to be with a Latino man, like, oh, a Spanish, someone who speaks Spanish. You don't want to be with someone who's from fucking Spain. Let me tell you why. Because those motherfuckers talk with a fucking lisp when they speak. I swear to God, you listen to me, like, ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? You'd still be like, oh God, that's a horrific accent. I get it. I understand. But then you also hear someone say, ¿Cómo estás? And you're like, ¿Cómo estás? Like, why in the fuck are you talking like that? It's like, well, it's because, like, we had this king and he had a lisp, but he spoke Spanish. So we just instead of correcting them, we just all started speaking like that. So they talk like this. So, ¿Cómo estás? Like, it's like, of course I'm being overly dramatic. I'm not being over dramatic. Fuck Spain. Fuck Spain on a lot of things. Anyway, that's a whole like Hispanic and Latino like thing that it's not like, I mean, like, we have time. Do you guys want to get into this? It's one of the funniest things. But yeah, that's oh God. Let me tell you. Yeah, think about that. Think about that whispering in your ear. You're like, oh, sí, like, mamacita. Like, that's what you're thinking you're getting with Spanish, but you're like, ay, mamacita. You're just getting one giant lisp all the time. Like, that's just what you're getting. Like, ¿Cómo estás? Me llamo Juan. What if I talk like that? Like, hey, guys. You'd be like, oh, God. Like, I don't want you to speak Spanish. I don't want you to really talk. Why are you talking on this podcast? It's like, think about it. I could be like that and be trying to speak to you. But I'm not. It's just, and this is not a dig to anybody who has a lisp. Not that. It's the Spanish people. I'm joking. It's his ancestors who were the fucking flaming cocksuckers who just came into fucking Central America and just raped and pillaged people, and then forced them not to be able to speak their own language, and then had people, these warriors, have to fucking come in and destroy y'all, and then you had to kill them by tricking them. Not talking about any sort of like Honduran thing at all. It is what it is though. Like, oh dude, like, don't, like, it's hilarious. Like, cause if you do some real hardcore research on it, like, Central America has gotten fucking pillaged. But it's also great too. It's also a great thing. Also great as well. Cause, like, you know, like, fucking the Mayan Indians and the Aztecs, like, fucking, what was it called? the Mayan, that game where they were like, it's like a fucking, it's like a, basically, it's a half pipe, and it has like two holes on the side of it, and like it's basically like basketball, and like, but it's so funny. What brought this up is because I found these shirts, and it has these Mayan Indians, and like they're all like Mayan Indian garb, and they have like heads, and like they're just like slam dunking, and it's like bald as life. It's like this brand, but like it's this Latin brand where they all just like, it's like these puns of like Air Jordan, but it's just all these Mayan Indians with these like decapitated heads, and like they're slam dunking it, like them slam. It's fucking cool as shit, and especially like, if your bloodline is related to that, you're like, oh fuck, this is cool. This is awesome. Like, cause this is a really cool way to show homage. Like, it's like it's a twofer, because it's one, like, it's showing homage to the fact, like, yeah, these are my people, this is my culture, and like I come from this. These are my ancestors. This is the blood that runs through me. And then two, it's like just cool because it's like it's a pun. It's a pun off of an Air Jordan, which is like, oh, okay, it's just a cool, just a little like nod to it, whatever you could say if you want to look at it as a nod, or it is what it is. But yeah, it's it is what it is. But it's a good time. But yeah, Spain. Talk with a lisp. I swear to God. I swear to God, guys. What if I just thought like, it's just, I don't like, Spanish is such a like rolling of the tongue, and it's such a like, and I guess I can get it, like if you had a lisp, but it's like, cause the lisp, like you're putting so far up against the top of your, like the teeth, instead of like Roberto, like, see, it's like Robert, like, you also take classes, like in your, like if you're Spanish in school, you take classes to help roll your R's, like it's like one of the greatest things. Like I remember when I was a little kid, and like, like you first start hearing Spanish, because if you come from a Spanish speaking country, you start speaking Spanish, you start hearing it. Oh, what's the most prettiest thing in the world, like as a kid, like even like when you're just so super young. And one of the things that I'm so grateful that I had was coming from a Spanish country, and like hearing women speak Spanish and how fast it is, and it's like a rap. It's amazing just to listen to like the tango that goes on in like the Spanish language, which is like, and then when you hear Spain people speak it with the lisp, it just ruins it. It's like, hey y'all, what's going on? It's like, like, and there's times when you can like hear it like English, like English is a great language as well. It's a romantic language. And then you hear, hey y'all, what's going on? What are you doing, motherfucker? Yeah, we're going over here to fucking flip that fucking truck Ford. Like Ford, Ford, not Ram, not Toyota. Not because I don't like them, just because I don't know how to spell them. It's just one of those things. Like, you're like, what the hell? That's Spain. There's probably some Spaniard, if there is somebody who's like from Spain, is like, I'm gonna watch him. He's Latin, or he's from a Spanish speaking country. He's light skinned. He looks like me. He could be me. And then I'm like here just trashing fucking Spain. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. You won the World Cup a couple years ago. What can I tell you? You guys are on the upswing. You're on the Europe, like, and then Portugal. I'm not like Portugal. Kind of in the same boat, not the complete boat, but half that boat is just, just saying, just like Spain, fucking Spain. But the draft, God bless the draft, because it's almost the equivalent, because like, instead of Spanish people, it's like this draft, you're seeing these young mostly African American people, except this white wide receiver from USC who got drafted by the Eagles. I believe that's what it was. Like, they got rid of the Eagles, because they got rid of their wide receiver so they can. I believe that's what it was. That had to be. I have it here. God, I fucking love fucking football. No, it was the Titans. The Titans traded away. They traded away Hollywood Brown, and drafted a wide receiver so they didn't have to pay for Hollywood Brown. Anyway, it's a great time. It's basically the same shit. Does anyone know where we've gone? It's so funny. Like, I started this podcast not having a clue what to talk about. And you could be like, oh, God, this is going to be a rough one. And then I just, like, pound it hard. Pound it hard. Pound it. Como estas? I love it. It's just, hey, we all can make fun of each other. We should all be able to have fun. I'm not sweating anymore. If that helps you guys, if that it makes me, I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I don't even know how much time we have left. We're like, 4 minutes left on this podcast? So, we're doing pretty good. What else do I even have to talk about that I have? The fanny pack thing. Oh, yeah. I was wearing that way before all y'all. That's basically where I was trying to go with that. Like, y'all were copying. You guys are all copying me. And I have proof of it. So, bring it. I was doing that shit like back in 2016, 2017. Like, I was doing it a long time ago. So, I'm not saying I'm a trendsetter, but I'm saying I was before all y'all motherfuckers. I was wearing around the waist, and I had big ones, I had small ones. I still have them. I have them over here hanging out right next to my backpack all the time. I use them all the time because they're a great thing to have. Fanny packs are the best. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here, guys. You heard it here. So yeah. What else do I have? I had this dumb thing. I don't know why. What did I? You know what? I should just read exactly what I said. Can I say something? Until you're actually in med school, you should stop saying you're in med school. You're pre-med. Oh yeah. People are like, oh, I'm pre-med. It's like, well, technically we're all pre-med in undergrad. Like, yeah, like I could be, just because I'm doing. I know it's a little bit more than that. It's just that, like, well, like this person has to be taking like physiological science or physiological just science, like physical science, like physiological science. But it's like you could just say physical science, but it's like physiological. I think it's physiological science. Or you're like taking biology, like something like that, and like that's like that is a precursor to like pre-med, which is insane. I God bless anybody who fucking does that shit. Like, oh God. Anyway, NFL draft, right? NFL draft. Man, I'm just like, okay, I have a minute 40 left. So guys, I have a minute 40 left. I'm going to finish this podcast. I'm going to save it. I'm going to play some NBA 2K22. I'm making a team. That's my new thing right now. It's my life. And then I'm working on a story, which is called Coming Home, which is the working title. Hopefully it'll be a doozy. Who fucking knows? Figured out a new way of writing, which is nice. Which I could easily get into, but I only have about a minute left on this podcast. So can't really do that. Not sweating anymore. Fuck Spain. Como estas? And if you guys have gotten this far, thank you. This past episode, I had a lot more views on it, but I think it's because of the hashtags I used. I think that's the reason why I helped that. Anyway, if you've gotten this far, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Just like it. You don't have to do all the other stuff. Just give it a thumbs up. That really does help. It's a lot for me, not that much for you. Easy for y'all. All right. I have 20 seconds left. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Be safe. See you guys tomorrow on round 2 of the draft, which is probably where all the quarterbacks will get drafted, except the one that went to Pitt. Anyway, be safe. I guess I love you. Hug. Bye.